Hello and welcome again to our channel. Today we will see how to make a great photo frame using Photoshop, and we'll see some of the tips of the tricks that will make it most professional as you like it. So let me start. Okay, now in Photoshop we will create a new. I will usually select 1000 by 1000 pixels. Selection of the canvas size that you will be using depends on where you will be using this image. So it's best that you select it from the beginning. For example, Instagram images uses 180 by 180 pixels at the best. Facebook is 1300 or 1200 by 600 or by 800, for example. LinkedIn starts from 400 by 400. Twitter, to make your photo appearing in your tweet directly, you need 400 by 200 pixels, and so on. So I will start by 1000 and 1000, and then we will see how we can size our image to be perfect in whatever application we're going to use it. Usually I select 72 pixels in resolutions and transparent background, which allows me to be creative while working with it. So we create this canvas, okay, and directly I will make a new layer. Okay, you just make a new layer from here. Okay, so for the first layer I will fill it with a color which I had selected. It gives it a nice texture and nice effects with the shadows of the frame. So it's F4E751, and you can change it as your preference. Okay, and from here I'm using the bucket tool and I'm going to fill this first layer with it. Then I'll go to the second layer. Okay, and in the second layer I will add from here a rectangular rectangle. Okay, so I will start adding it from here. Okay, you can see that this red line is showing that I'm centered horizontally. Now I need to be centered vertically. For the filling, I'll select it to be. You can select it blue, right? Blue is great with the yellow, or you can change it from here anytime. Okay, now I can come to this layer. Okay, and either from here, from the FX, which is adding the layer styles, or I come to layer here and layer style, and I will select bevel and emboss. So bevel and emboss is a great one that makes your many things. One of them is how to make a great frame. So we can see from here that I'm using an inner bevel. Using outside bevel is used if your image is part of the canvas you are using. I'm using chisel hard, and let me go here to the size of the frame, or size of the bevel I'm using. So if I increase the size of the bevel from here, you can see that the frame shape is changing. I can make it fully to the end, so I can neglect completely any double framing, or I can make it the shape of the frame that I like would be the best. Okay, then softening. When I'm increase the softening, you have a look to these edges here. Okay, you'll see that these edges are softening. You don't have the shape of the edge, so it depends on your preference. But I like it sharp for now to give the image I would like to reach. Here in the shading angles, it depends on where is the light, or the light is coming from. So 90 degrees, the light is coming from here, and you're having shade from here. If you need to invert it, I make like this. You are having the light coming from here, and the shade is coming to here. So if I return it to up again, you can see the effect here on the sides of the frame where the shadow is coming from. I can change the angle. For example, I can make it 45. So we make it some weird angle. So you can see that these two sides are lightened and these two sides are having shade. And then you can do it whatever you like. For example, if I make it 180, you'll find the shade is coming from the right. Okay, and the other one is. So it depends on how you want your final output to come, but now we know how to make it. And if we come here to the close contours, that's how the lighting effects. It's as if you're having a different source of lighting or different source of shade. For example, if we see the effect of this one, okay, you can see different effect here. This side is lightened, this side is lightened, and this one is only darkened. Okay, so this gives you a lot of tools, and because every frame is different and every picture is different. So far, I'm going with this one. Okay, and remaining one is the opacity. So if I increase the opacity to maximum, you will see that the shadow mode is black. I'm sorry, the shadow mode is black. So if I increase the opacity, you will find the shadow is totally opaque. It's totally black. When I increase the shadow. I decrease the shadow. When I decrease the number, I decrease the shadow. Okay. So I think that's all for to see in this module. Okay, and then I make okay. Now, if I need an image to add an image inside this one, so I will come to File, Place Embedded. Okay, and I will select this image, for example. This image, if we can see its properties, it's 2000 by 4000. Okay, but when I'm placing it, you will find that it's transformed directly to smaller scale size depending on the size of the canvas I'm using. That's part of the beauty of the Photoshop, that it is auto-sizing it to match the image you are making or the design you are making. I can simply, so you can see this one is 5000 by 1000. That's when you touch here, you start moving, it's showing you the original size of the photo. It's 5000 by 1000. I can change it to square one, for example, to match the frame I'm using if I need the picture to be square, and then I can change it back to rectangle if I need it to be rectangle again. So I can come here, for example, and it's coming behind the blue layer. So just I will switch them. I'll bring this one to the top here, and then you can find the image. Okay, you can see that because I give it the complete space, it had taken the edges around the edges I had made. So I can, if this is my preference, that I make it to fill the complete frame, this will be okay. Otherwise, some people like it to have a different color frame or background frame like blue or white as we are making. So we can, but what I have already placed it and adjust the size. We come to Edit, Transform, Scale. Okay, and now I can change the size as I like. So I give it space from here, and I give it another space from this side. So now it's having space from all the sides. Okay. Suppose now that I like to change this background, instead of blue, I like it white, for example. So I will select here the foreground color to make it white. It's 6F in hexadecimal. Select it clearly, saying OK. And I'm selecting, you should select the layer which is having the color that you need to change. And then I will select the bucket filling from here. And then I will come here. But it says that it cannot do it. So it cannot do it. I can come and make my layer smart, or resize it, fill content, and then I can fill it. Resize the fill content, I can fill it. Then it is coming in white. I go to image size, and I change the width here to 500, so it will come back to 1:2, the aspect ratio. So okay. Now suppose that I don't like the frame how it looks now. I need to readjust it again. So I go to my layer, to my background layer, and to Bevel and Emboss, and then I start adjusting the size. Okay, maybe I like the size right now, but suppose that I need to make it the frame equal from all sides. So I make this one okay, and then I go to Edit, Free Transform, and I change the height percentage to 90, for example. Okay, now it looks great. So I'll be selecting it in this way. I will go to Image, Trim, transparent pixels. Okay, now I had created a perfect picture, a perfect image. I can resize. I know how to resize the image inside. I can know how to change the color of the background or delete it.